Mr. Lynch, knives, knife, whatever. Good morning, Mr. Master Simple. Mr. Master Simple. Or simply, 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 not inch. It's May 16, so really only practically 2 weeks, 15 days at the end of this May 2006, 2020, 15, 16 days, yes, it is May 26, 2026. It's a Saturday in Naples. Today, once again, this is actually the third, fourth consecutive time. This is Sky, Middle Sky, so for me, Middle is the equivalent of variable energy that means that some of the alternative to because reverse also today. It's the case even if the case like this last days, but I see also no slide mid slide mostly cloudy. At the moment, in fact, it's mostly cloudy, and it also it's early and it also seems that now it's yes, there is yes, at the same time there is a wind light and severe, but also heavy. In general, perhaps per the country, this is a wind. At the same time, also now it's early after 14 and 11 units. 644 Fahrenheit 18 Celsius, it means it is really soft activity. Poi si capisce che sono spring io, stessa cosa per la seconda, e si può dire che challenge tra le sfere semplicemente non si fa che welcome. Sulla seconda cosa, la spassano, spassamento da uno su spring, welcome them, and means so the round vol seasons, you better although you better all seasons, perché mi fuori all the reports, if I regard the spring is not completely, but in practice in a month, 35 days, also this spring will finish. Because vabbè, se uno entra in it, ma ci mette tipo se fare in internet, no, ragazzi, rap sono ore, mi ficcano poi, sono ore che ci vedo, poi lì, a misura, che tu hai sì, del me, single, so se si senza pensare, si mette insieme proposa, fakti più 100 Chinese, better non sparare che tutto me, da lì devo subire derivazione, identical version of the autumn, summer, autumn, winter, senza fare come summer, esercizio, 8 for the autumn, once again, esercizio soft for the winter, agenti, quello sono stati già, for the seasons, for the beer, pratica agenti, as I in English, that is for me, what's a thing, so the problem, but this is more easy for the people for me, but in general, we can say to enter officially this being in as we can play between April for in fact since this party were perfectly made this temperature this I think general need that to be giorni non literally giorni necessity but for me beyond this year and also we also in the previous years and in the future also for the future in this period for me always good still not as cut as to no fucking says English for English is good at complete in fact me is a much Mingaridi after think Trump responses bitches for 4 Fahrenheit 18 Celsius. Nata, in parte in questo modo ci vedi. Se tu ti vedi sa. Yes, si curtini, sono si curtini, cioè si repeating for a long time, in metaphors, yes, ci usiamo nostro perfect, at least I suppose, if I can slide the sky, say one end, one side, you say to, usable scatter on the shot, pratically isn't possible, it's impossible, because, perché the sky, and in particular, at the moment, it seems mostly cloudy, and so in fact considering this last 4 days, considering for today, considering sensation, other things possible, but it after it's really left, but see between later from Simon, ma ti vedi Simon totally slide, darker, bleak, and also at train from a few moments quando andavo very close. So at a certain point of view also that will Ivi Arredini was perhaps in a few minutes coloring se si così traps. Att så som de förväntar sig så vidare så inizia a significa come scrivere replica. So well bad traps at one per secondo bad well. Se vinco hanno di option so si su band maximum atmosfera pure cioè no well band ma mettere contro bad well so si su mi dico lui tu porti in Francia non fa spazio su porti in stesso meno male magari insomma la vostra borsa preso corti partito della Bertina non li forse no as it was the preso corti was beautiful porti the beautiful painted we place but flip the passages fa come verso in corti to ring se te mette si vede ma come se si può tornare fastamente ordinare come per come dove una serie come section non funziona destro well for shutting me I want to think yes si in Francia rango fa experience non so che se corti is white. Oh, I don't know, in fact, if not, even better, should bet fan short pass the first part of the video, to which Peru shall show you the way that scatters stranger from this classic moon, this classic moon, as absolutely last me, they are also some amigo in the amigo room. Also, blur perspective. Also, non risalta presa shot simile a classico shot più da terzo questo fatto vedere ma stu finotto for this later not should be no so tu music is a bit for the same time sing for the per scusa bijo che urtin bijo per te stop so first in story words and is room cara urtin infantry max sì magari things vuole mangiare cioè stile cara urtin so mi sing bottoni e zona di scene così mi shot sorrisi di shot sorrisi fact ma fondi se crescere sono di ma tono con is fact che si measure now so this bit just sentence is potrebbe scusi a bit in sequence for the time beautiful girl team you the precious so che for the first sustain is che bit in for the second time so reports in so per ordine if so che bit in for the second time and max at is and now so it so so opportunity so repeat bit expression so is for that so in this bit just sentence is but also and always better visible for me in its entirety in short si può simile al genere shot. Era uscito in emozioni, si è fatto questo battesimo senza stesso ottobre in Spartano sport sul base ottimismo adesso rete spiccia senza sportivo solito per suonare sfrutto subito avanza il battle so no always better visible for me its entirety in the shot fancy mega cioè and finally from my col keyboard Ajax in 40 pc 675 also in case of mega shot since few months it's want to portfolio most for months I suppose towards 24 film and shot fact 24 cose e sa di magari things but the important that it was ideated at birth of my content and yes the great genere my content also con una zona vedevi she to pick choice departments a ritrovo so in disegno con un ritrovo così no da contrario vanno insieme alle sempre preso and I upload a few so video one chose first freshman capisci una track due come it penso già mass piece cioè se tu fai due piece partiva subito pixel 2 and I dedicated it to in fact this first version tu siete parti but for vecchio to it tu xevo pensa al match 22 also nei dito ma stranger ma 20 70 parti fa con match 22 su match mettermi Så I dag den samme landet sto en etter dette punktet point also the key to miscellaneous party. Cioè l'intento quasi forte di più forma economica, parti su con effect was the only two the only one economica, se mi che medication all over the disperso servito e ma con seguente di parti miscellaneous rimanente incidente parti also miscellaneous di parti and matter for fact also per una video tu few di secondo which are altro version so aspettando per una federazione sul keyboard and original stare slightly different compared to video one fresh one video one praticamente di internet frutte parte non so something at the end however dedica this video to also give it one to birthday to fact John Chen's 650th birthday. John Chen or better it was on April 26 John Chen or better Singhiz oscuna Jesse Packard perché sono Singhiz the contro one insieme persona e su ripetere che ti detto su gift wonder birthday in fact John Chen's 65th birthday last April 26 and in this month for not in first weeks of June should also gift to it is a track pratica from track 56 from the two picks activity Hero Steam in parentesi Jesse Pass pratica è stata version original Steam front 1 original Steam tool come inizio for me as a masterpiece for me also minor pieces by masterpiece the masterpieces of yes and bit in session in this track Hero Steam in parentesi Jesse Pass variation or better the version of the Steam original Steam also with a variation cioè se riuscito a provare in front in spawn fai pick maximum first weeks of June so repeat so also give to area for birthday but Jane's birthday but Jason Tiba video 2 was a gift one remind for both video 1 video Jason Tiba see on Mac channel so recommend as reference for every soldier on lynch one of them but the important thing of this speech was the fact that to issue you consider alcohol condition give matter alcohol condition sembra second test for in fact since the three barrier some problem on the kimber fact is right to display but there are two to it purpose but there are the problem but the problem bit fact is right to display and there is a vediamo to fix it grazie mille piccolo già ne posso meeting ora sembra come si sta also myself perché sei in fare I hope you will get back to way it's really late in general also nice about the case in comparison with the this in general this video for me in fact nice late me from us but all important is for the record but in this case it's not expensive for me tai making filming whatever it's hours vabbè but all important is for the record it's it's for in fact مكتب ده سميت صرت في تبرتيك يمكن يلكم دي because we consider فكرة when I started in chemical in fact in chemical fienta ne parte metti su processo finché te cose se metti su saggio ripeto i cose si corrego i su mas ripeto se chi se trottani penso in particolare di nel just un cosa 14 use but in particular cioè se me siete me also di forte a migliame and as we must see breakfast most specific for absolutely and as you know senza male non è espansione more maniera influenza cioè also sconsiglio che fa che si chiede ne reso adesso ti sponti di sono fatti ti sponti di 6 beautiful dark blue white for the customer first one so visto il lavoro su blue white mi finite che la blu fa aspetto su mi sono spezzo si chiede il nostro lavoro si ricorda traffic using it con 24 for the if we enter the expand will be because 25 for the adesso all things up sono if you remember for the reports think about so one channel and a via so one of the was repetesse should be the via to do to one di 1 menzione da should ripete siete nel cesso così in speech si chiede should you when molto frame should tourism da riso with and sfonisare shot sopra se si gioca la turca molto meglio nessuno has biscuits alla me fact fact I'm of course biscuits and see as che torna messo carta ciò che c'è per cookies do cui si chocolate chips and in front of the so that this message but in particolare tra i volevo sedere non si trasforma ma mi fa tre shot non è che si copre tutto questo shot perché sono già che la parte più shot per i video shot non è che fa sempre che molto bene infatti there's a mouse quick fish also I also something that in case of magari ma te sei più da via perché se tu quando io sono già scelto da lo sono quick finish no si sono sempre significa for anni 1 2 days 3 days per esatto non ci sono spiegare che c'è non si vede lo sconci via sono scelto And so, since that moment, today patterns are different unique for you. And we are sucking as a breakfast. Questo no, questo è partito meno. Questo sì che si spirito giù, questo fatto. Magari, domani so per questo mission, questo time, perché c'è stato questo che tu e questo breakfast. Questo è meglio. Something is about this, that means family says, go on, that's yes. That's a good position, perhaps, several in the boundary, the position, but always better say, in fact, still always the same position. Cosa, 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 cosa. Attraverso il prodotto ci sono limite alle camere, infatti questo è come motivo, bico sei super bravo. Adesso, ma adesso posso fare tanto. Ragazzi.